Hey everybody, welcome to New Zealand's Biggest Gap here, an epic challenge that my partner Laura and I decided to tackle a few years back. We had to do 365 activities all around New Zealand in 365 days. And this is day 221, and we're going to go on a wildlife cruise around the Akaroa Harbour and see pretty much every species of wildlife that there is in there. See you at the end of the video when I'm going to go over all the questions that you guys had the first time we published it.
As you can see, we are pretty stoked to be heading onto the water again this morning as we're going to be joining Coast Up Close for a special wildlife tour around the Akaroa Harbour and outside of the Akaroa Harbour. We are meeting our skipper and guide, Tony, who is taking us straight to the wildlife. The first thing we're seeing is a little blue penguin, which is the smallest species of penguin in the world, reaching up to about 25 centimeters tall. As we're making our way towards the end of the harbour, Tony spots a huge flock of terns, or ternary of terns. These are beautiful and elegant seabirds, and they seem to be around a patch of fish right now, so Tony is getting out his fishing rod and hoping to catch some bait so he can put that in his crayfish pot, which we're going to be looking at later on in the tour. However, about 15 minutes later, Tony is saying that it doesn't usually take this long to catch a fish. The birds are doing a lot better than him. However, we don't care that it's taking him forever because we're actually in a really awesome part of the Akaroa Harbour where we're right outside of Cathedral Cave, a huge cave carved into the cliffs, as well as Elephant Rock, which is this natural archway. Tony might not be good at catching fish today, but he's certainly good at finding us some more wildlife. And next up is the Hector dolphins, which are another tiny species of marine wildlife right here in the Akaroa Harbour. This one is the smallest species of dolphin in the world, reaching between 1 meter to 1.5 meters.
There is only 7,500 individuals left of the Hector dolphin, making them an endangered species on the New Zealand watch list. And Tony gives us a lot of facts about them, including the fact that they are living up to 20 years old and only have 4 to 5 calves in their entire lifetime. That's very little, and this is why we have to take really good care of the few individuals that we are seeing right here in the Banks Peninsula. The Hector dolphin are also a perfect advocacy marine mammal because they are so cute, everybody relates, everybody wants to protect them, and it's kind of a great animal to showcase and get people to talk about conservation. And this is truly what a lot of conservation groups are doing around the Akaroa Harbour. They use the Hector dolphin to raise awareness in the greater marine mammal conservation world. It's really good.
Yeah, good on them. We see the Hector dolphins pretty regularly throughout this tour. Probably every 20 minutes they're jumping up to the bow of the boat, even jumping out of the water sometimes, which Tony really knows how to do that for them by speeding up the boat so that they get a lot of wave pressure and then they just go shooting out of the water. It's super entertaining to watch. The Akaroa Harbour clearly is one of the best places in New Zealand to see the Hector dolphins. Although they are an endangered species, around 250 individuals come into the harbour every single year, and we are seeing them on the waters pretty much every day. Tony's going around the boat and telling us all individually lots of different facts and information and answering all our questions about the wildlife we're seeing today. It's not like a usual tour where you have a tour guide on a microphone giving a sort of generic speech, but Tony's really just making it an individual and personal experience, and it feels more like we're just having a boat trip out on the water with a local. We're now leaving the Akaroa Harbour though and exploring more of the hidden bays and inlets around the Banks Peninsula. One of these little inlets has a seal colony and we get to see them being super playful in this area. Anna, one of the other tour guides on this tour, is pointing out some seal pups that she can see on the rocks. We are super lucky to be here during the seal pup season, and they are just so cute and so fluffy. It's so rewarding to see these animals behaving in their natural environment and they're acting as if we're not even here. What's really cool about these seals as well is they can actually dive deeper and for longer than any other species of fur seal, diving 200 meters and up to 10 minutes. However, the seals here in New Zealand haven't always been so abundant. During the 1800s, they were hunted to the brink of extinction, but thanks to conservation laws, they're now a protected species and they are thriving once again.
This seal gave us a real show. I think that it was its cleaning time, so it was taking its bath, scrubbing its nose, scrubbing its fur, shaking itself. It was really awesome, and every single person on the boat was in awe of this spectacle. After taking the time to pick up Tony's hat that flew in the wind, we are now heading to a beautiful sea cave. It's a cave that has been carved by the sea right in the limestone of the Banks Peninsula. It's a majestic sight like no other. So Tony had enough of the sun. It's pretty hot today, so he decided to get a little bit of shade. So we're gonna stay here for a little while. This coast up close tour is definitely getting us real up close with the coast. We are now moving on to the next section of our tour, which is going to be checking Tony's crayfish spot, which is basically a trap that lures crayfish into it so Tony can eat them, I guess? However, I'm pretty upset because I didn't hear Tony inviting us for dinner. As soon as he starts checking his crayfish spot, he tells us that there is something in it. He can tell by the weight, and this crayfish is huge. Tony shows us how to differentiate male from female in the crayfish world, and also tells us more about the activity and the life cycle of the crayfish. They are really abundant in the Banks Peninsula. The rest of the tour is going to take us back through the beautiful Akara Harbor once again, because we are making our way to the anchorage point of the boat. This is an amazing tour if you want to see everything that the harbor has to offer. Almost every single species, we actually got to see them today. It was absolutely brilliant.
Today we are doing coast up close. Maybe I should do it without laughing afterwards.
Yeah, you can laugh at yourself. Everybody else is.
Today we are doing coast up close. So
Alright everybody, so I hope that you really enjoyed that cruise. We definitely had a lot of fun, and Laura definitely enjoyed playing up with the name of that cruise, Close Up. Alright, one of the questions that we had, or one of the comments we had, was from Chad and Steph saying the water at the harbor look amazing. So much wildlife to check out, looks really cool. Thanks for sharing. First up, you're very welcome. And second, yes, the waters of the Akara Harbor are absolutely fantastic. They look unreal. And honestly, what you saw on video really doesn't even do it justice. It's even bluer than that in there. It's quite amazing. Chasing Adeline was impressed by the amount of wildlife that we got to see, and also said that it was an awesome cave. Yeah, how often do you get to sail into a cave? Honestly, that is pretty good. And Natalia was laughing at Laura's last few second joke. She said that she always liked the last little bloopers that I did at the end. And it's just one option for me. So most of the videos we try to make it really about the destination, but it's one kind of opportunity for me to show our silly personality in the video. All right, so if you are currently planning a trip to New Zealand, I've got two different tools for you to use. First, nzpocketguide.com is New Zealand's largest travel guide. It's a free website for you to use, and there is so much. There's a plethora of information for you to plan your trip 100% free. It's Laura and I, little baby, so we really do love it. So check it out. Another thing you can do is to join one of our live sessions every single Sunday at 8 a.m. New Zealand time. We are hosting the NZ Travel Show, where we answer all your questions about traveling in New Zealand. So maybe you want to check that out and hit subscribe to be notified. If you want to support our work, hit like. And also you can join us on Patreon. There's a link below, and you can score yourself a lot of awesome perks. In the meantime, keep on traveling awesome, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.